Keep it going for Mr. Shawn, Lytle.
Jeremy Hall, everybody. Clean shaven and fresh from Middle Earth. Did everybody have an enjoyable New Year's this past year? No? Okay, yeah, me either. I got 12 years a slave drunk. Woke up in a strange place. Either you haven't seen that movie or you don't like racism. Alcoholism runs in my family. My dad was a severe alcoholic. He was a brilliant man, though. When he found out that my grandmother needed to go into a nursing home, rather than put her in an expensive one because of her Alzheimer's and dementia, he just recorded a loop of The Price is Right, and we'd tie her to the bed and play it over and over again. Also, we couldn't afford to go to Chuck E. Cheese as children, so what he would do is he would get me and my sister in the car, he would give us each hammers, and we would drive around until we found a ditch being dug by a group full of Spanish people, and he would sit in the car with the beer and just be like, Jose, and whoever popped their head out of the ditch, we had to hit him with the fucking hammer, and that was our whack-a-mole. My mom was a whore. It wasn't until I was like 25 that I realized the real saying wasn't "fuck the Gordon's fishermen." She had a thing for men in uniform, and I don't want to say that there was more semen on her than on the boat, but I did grow up thinking that the number you called to get paternity test results was 1-800-GO-NAVY. My uncle was a pedophile. He was a brilliant pedophile, though, much like my father. They were related. He would take his Viagra and he would paint them to look like Skittles, because what kid can resist Skittles? Not this one. And as he was waiting for them to kick in, he'd have us watch gay porn, but again, with his fucking brilliance, he would narrate it like he was Steve Irwin from The Crocodile Hunter. So he'd be like, crikey, look at the jaws on that, mate. Notice how the North American male anus can expand to nearly twice its size to devour its prey. And I never understood why until I grew up. You know, I grew up thinking that a cock was some kind of weird hairless gerbil until I joined the Boy Scouts. And but I would go home and my mom would be like, oh, what'd you and Uncle Bob do today? And I'd be like, oh, watched a lot of nature shows. So my grandmother grew up in an era where it was okay to push a woman down the stairs for getting lippy or pregnant. And as a result of this, she has a hip replacement and she has a shoulder replacement. And I had to go over to her house so that I could reset the loop of The Price is Right. And I love these guys. I'm gonna buy them a drink when this fucking shit's over. And so I'm sitting there killing time just playing some PlayStation 2, I think GTA, what was it, 3 back then? And she comes out of her fucking bedroom doing the robot, so she's all... And I thought that she was just celebrating that she had got the right price on the Showcase Showdown. Well, I come to find out that the same wireless frequency that the PlayStation 2 wireless controller ran off of was also what her shoulder and hip replacement ran off of, and the batteries just happened to die at the same time. So she's stuck out in the hallway, arm fucking dangling, and I'm like, holy shit, Grandma, where can I find some double D batteries? And she's like, there's some in my vibrator in the nightstand. So I run into her bedroom and I pull open this nightstand drawer, and I'm sure whenever it was originally carved out of wood or stone that it was a normal size dildo, but much like a stalactite in Luray Caverns, over 1,000 years it gets, you know, it grows and it gets a layer on it. It looks a lot like a fat kid's fingers after he's done eating a bag of Krispy Kreme donuts. So anyway, I grab the batteries out, put them back in the controller, steer her back to her bedroom, and call it a day. And that is all the time I'm going to use, so please watch my name closely because you will know what your vagina will feel like after we sleep together.
Shawn Lytle, ladies and gentlemen, give him a round of applause.